Hi.
Hello, hello.
Hi, my darling favorite Canadian. How is it going?
It's going fantastic. We've got a
And
little
hello,
snow.
everyone who is joining us today. What did you say? What did I hear?
You
Did you
asked me
say
how I
snow?
was, and then you didn't wait for my answer.
I never do.
I said I
I'm
was.
so rude. I'm so rude. So yeah, okay. So how are you?
I'm good. I was just saying that we got some snow this morning, some nice Christmassy, slow, big snowflakes, that
Yeah.
fall, but it didn't stay. There's no accumulation, so that's how I
Okay,
like it.
that's good. Okay, that's excellent. Do you have your tree up? I keep asking
So
you
this
this.
weekend got a little hectic. We wanted to, but we didn't end up doing it.
Okay, and how about you guys? Do you have your tree up? I wish I could share pictures, I would love to see the trees
Well,
decorated.
on Facebook, they can
Yeah,
put
on Facebook. Can they share on Facebook?
after the live is done, or like when they send us a message, they can, like in the.
Yeah. We'd love to see your trees decorated, or if you are in the middle of decorating it, do you have any special ornaments you put on?
Oh yes, I family kind of heirloom stuff. I
Yeah?
love that stuff. I love that. So Han, you're up first. What are you working on?
Okay, so today I'm gonna be doing another, let me just, the camera dance. Ta-da! I'm
Oh,
going to be
before.
doing another centerpiece. So I've got my cookie cutters here that I used. And this is a kind of like a tree scene that I'm going to be doing.
Han, let's tell them. Pre-recorded today, guys.
Yes,
Pre-recorded
this is
today.
also a pre-recorded live, guys. So we are not actually live.
But you're
that's,
watching
that's
on
what it
replay.
means. That we are watching it like we were live. But we will be reading your comments
Yes.
after the live, and because we try to read the comments during the live, and it's just not really possible to respond because we can only see so many of them for whatever reason. It's the Facebook and YouTube how they do it, so we will be reading them after. So please don't hesitate to ask us a question, and we will be sure to reply. We
Yes.
read them all the time. It's really great to see the engagement, and you guys are chatting with each other. We love seeing that. Okay, so here are the cutters that I'm gonna be using today. This is gonna be the base cutter. I actually got this cutter here in Spain. I think it's let me just double check here. I think it's 5 inches. Yeah, oh no, it's not even, it's 4 3/4. Okay, so it is a pretty big base. And then I'm gonna be using these tree cutters. I do have a lot of tree cookie cutters, but I don't have the one you have. The one that I think you're using it today. I don't have that one. I love that shape. It's such a great shape. You can just put your hand behind it. So this is, I think, Wilton, easy grip, very easy. Even the kids can use this. It's a great cutter to have. I think this one is also Wilton, if I'm not mistaken. And
I
this is
like that coating, that painted coating.
this coating is great because it also prevents rusting.
Yeah.
These are maybe a little more expensive, but they are definitely worth it. And the way I store my cutters, the tree cutters, I have about 20 cutters that are tree shaped. So I will nest them. I will try to nest them so they don't take up as much space. This shape I do love. However, this is not great for shipping because these little pointy sections, they will most likely break. Sometimes they can be also hard to cut out from the when you have the cookie dough rolled out. So I would suggest you use chilled cookie dough when you're cutting those. All right, so I've got my shape here, and I actually already decorated my trees. So these are already flooded because we're just doing. I'm gonna just do white on all of these, and then we'll add some decorative elements on top. Okay. So to decorate the base, I am going to use brushed embroidery and also some wafer paper. So what I'm doing here, I'm adding a little bit of water into my silicone cup. And I'm going to have this on hand. I'm just going to moisten my bristles, but you don't want to oversaturate them with water. So I also have a paper towel here, and I'm going to be dabbing it onto the paper towel to remove excess moisture. I've got here, this is a piping tip number 3, and this is stiff rail icing here. So I'm just going to start, you see. It's the chair. about Christmas shop? Oh gosh, is this clogged? How about Christmas shopping? Are you actively shopping for anything?
Well, I ordered a lot of the kids' stuff online. We did go shopping this past weekend, me and Jamie. We picked up a little something for our son, but a
Yeah.
lot of the shopping's online. What about you? Are you getting little
Actually,
things?
I shopped yesterday. It was Cyber Monday. Even here, believe it or not, I think it's now pretty much international.
Yeah.
Oops. Oh, I look at this. This is terrible. I'm gonna scrape that off. I don't like it because it's not evenly. I thought I could just eyeball it, but I guess we'll have to. So I did Cyber Monday shopping.
For yourself?
No, for my for my sister-in-law. So so now I'm just going to use my scribe. So I'm starting in a so we have it evenly distributed, like spaced out. Sorry. So I bought some pajamas.
Do they watch this live?
No, definitely not. She actually knows. She helped me pick them. That's how terrible it is. Yes, but I
Well, at
mean,
least you know that there'll be good.
the
So.
thing is, I mean, when you get to the age when you have pretty much everything, and the other person doesn't like knickknacks or doesn't like to have things on the wall, or what do you get them? I mean, kitchen stuff is always great, but it's not really a personal like unless you are, I don't know, you know what I mean? Like kitchen stuff is great, but
Yeah, it's tricky sometimes to get the right.
yes. So yeah, so she was like, well, pajamas. So I'm like, okay, let's shop for pajamas together. And it was great. So we did that.
So the brush embroidery really, you get like that kind of shadow of white when you're using such a dark cookie. It's very pretty.
Yes. Yes, it is. You don't want to, like I said, you don't want to oversaturate your brush with water, but it should be lightly damp. And I'm just gonna repeat this on all of the sides, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm squeezing actually, I'm putting pressure on the bag so more icing is coming out. Because I really want a thick line there.
So are you guys getting together with your family this Christmas?
Are
We're.
you asking me or are you asking our audience?
I'm asking you and everybody.
Everybody, yes. So we are hoping, I'm keeping our fingers crossed that we'll be able to see some family. But due to COVID now, it's
Well, yes,
very,
there's these new variants and all that, but I have to
yes,
think that eventually life will have to return even with the variants because this is our new reality.
yes. So we'll see, hopefully. Are you meeting with any?
Well, with Jamie's family, and I'm pretty sure it'll happen. I mean, we're all vaccinated, and it's not like we're not many people, so I don't see that the government would put out any restrictions this year. I mean, they've allowed people to coordinate Christmas parties, and like Jamie has a Christmas party tonight.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. A work Christmas party. So they're doing, like
Yeah.
it's happening. We have 2 cases in Quebec of that new.
Oh, really? They named it the weird name. I can't remember. I was reading about it today. Well, when this live is going to be broadcasted, it probably will be, we
It'll
will
be
know
more
more
than
about
2.
it.
It'll be more than 2. Supposedly the
Yes.
names are the Greek alphabet, I think.
Yes, I think so. So, we'll see. how it goes. But we hope we'll be able to see them. Okay, so one more.
I'll be
One
very
more
happy. I'll be very happy when COVID's no longer in the news.
Yes. But I'm not really watching the news anymore. It's terrible. Like I get my news I don't even want to say where I get my news from, but it's not really news. I just get like glimpses of what's happening.
Yes.
But I have been watching Canary Islands, the
The
volcano.
volcanoes.
Another one opened up. Can
Oh,
you
really?
another one opened up? It's I mean it's terrible, but I find it so fascinating. It's such a powerful force.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was going as fast as a river, and they were measuring temperature. It's just incredible. So I think it may be. I mean, this is what second month. I think it's going on 2 months. I mean, those of you guys who don't know Canary Islands, there is one of the islands. What is it called? I don't remember now. There's a volcanic activity, and it's been going on for like 2 months, I think, and it like destroyed so many. I mean, buildings and houses and businesses for sure. Okay, so this is what you can do to kind of do a very light decorating. And now, if you want, you can also add dots on each connecting line. Do you have any good news? Let's talk about good news.
I have good news. Well, at this point, I think the kids will be done school, so they're excited about that. And if today, yeah, I mean, they'll be done school, and so they'll be able to relax. Both of them are quite tired, you know.
Yeah, I bet. Have you baked any
I did
holiday baking?
bake.
Let us know, guys. What is your favorite recipe from Haniela's blog? Yes.
Mine is Han's ginger cookie. She has a great recipe for ginger cookies.
Ginger snaps. I do have another gingerbread, ginger cookies. You haven't had those, but there's a lots of ginger in them. They're very traditional, like Slovakian or Slovak cookie with baker's ammonia. If anyone ever used it.
I just ordered actually my ginger from this kind of nice supply store, and it's all chopped, so I'll be able to make it because I hate that.
Oh, you hate chopping it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like pre-chopped for you.
Pre-chopped.
That's excellent.
It's like a restaurant supply, kind of a thing. So I ordered stuff actually for Valentine's Day. I got some freeze-dried raspberry, and I got
oh, I love that.
I got some rose chocolate molds and different things for projects. So
great. So this is guys wafer paper. Now Marlene knows more about wafer paper than I do because she used it many times. I've used it on occasion, but not too often. And this is a craft.
Oh, that's a big one.
That's a giant craft punch. And we often use these with paper, obviously, for the crafts, but you can also use these with the wafer paper. Now, I've tried using more complex design with the wafer paper, and it doesn't always work.
No.
So it doesn't always work, unfortunately. But with a design like this, it does actually work, so you can easily get snowflakes out. And I think if they sell these in smaller versions, you can
yes, tiny versions.
Tiny versions, you can use that. Now, I don't have the tiny version, so
you're going with the giant.
I'm going to be using the giant. So you see it comes out. Oops.
So you're better to use your punch upside down
so
that you can see if you're actually like in a good spot and you can maximize your paper.
The space, yes, the paper, exactly.
And then you can also, before you make the holes, let's say you wanted to color it or add glitter to it, it's better to
Yes,
do
you
it.
could. Yeah, you better to do it now. Yes, absolutely. I do agree. Like if you want to airbrush it. Now, do you airbrush because wafer paper, I don't know if you can see, but so this side, it's very smooth. It has like almost like a satin finish. You see how it's kind of shining.
Mhm.
And this side, it's more, this is
It's like cellulite on my
like
butt.
I was going to say that. I was going to say it's orange skin. Yes, this is like that. So I don't know, from your experience, does it matter?
Doesn't matter. I
Okay,
mean,
okay.
especially if you're making a small element, it's so, it's so small. But it's as easy as flipping it to use the smooth side. Doesn't really matter.
Okay.
The big thing you have to worry about with wafer paper is water. If you
Water, yes.
melts very easily, and so if you over airbrush and get it very wet, well, it will kind of bevel and wrinkle.
And this stuff, it's pretty much tasteless. It has like very little taste. So if you add it to anything, it doesn't really like give you any off taste. It is actually, I find it quite, quite, well, it's pleasant. It just melts on your mouth. It's nothing. Oops, now it's gonna get stuck. So, and this remnants, you could like if you want to, you could still use these bits for smaller. If you have a smaller punch, or if you want to use something, you can always cut it out and save it for later.
Well,
Okay.
I've seen people use just like a large, that the hand, just a circle to do sequins.
Oh yeah, yes, you could do sweet. Yes, that's true. But I would then airbrush it, or probably I would probably airbrush it, right?
Yes.
So you have like some color to it. All right. So now to apply, I'm gonna apply my snowflakes on the bottom of my base. Now you could just do the snowflakes. I decided to do brush to kind of give it more like a closed look. Okay, bring that up. And to apply them on, I'm going to use, you can use corn syrup. I'm gonna be using, I have 5, excellent, just in case one breaks. I'm gonna be using, and this is a product I picked up here. This is basically kind of like corn syrup, liquid
Mm.
corns. You see they have marshmallow picture here, so it's used as, it
Dr.
says,
Ucker has a lot of products in Europe. I remember when I went to England, they have lovely products that aren't available here.
yeah. So this actually it is because corn syrup also inhibits crystallization, sugar crystallization, and this also controls the formation of sugar crystals. Yeah, it's particularly important when making frozen desserts and so on. So
You
yeah.
could bring that, and it's the right shape. You could use it to brush your teeth.
You think my teeth are gonna crystallize? Yeah.
Just need to
Okay.
see.
Oh, okay. Oh, oops. Oh, I almost put it in the wrong. So I'm just gonna add a little bit. You see, it's clear, and it is sweet. I do like it in this little tube.
Toothpaste too.
Yes, it's toothpaste. Now I'm gonna be using a little brush here. So I'm just gonna dip it. You see how sticky that is? It's like it behaves like honey. It's sticky as honey, and but I wouldn't use honey for this, I think. So what I'm gonna do here, I am actually going to brush that side that is little
Cellulite-ish.
cellulated. Yes. That is funny that we both had that same thing on mine, but I was going to say orange skin because they often compare it to orange skin. Oops.
Yes.
I'm just gonna add a little bit. It doesn't have to be because it's pretty
Perfect.
sticky. Yes. All right. Now we're going to turn it. Okay. I can't help it. Okay. Just so it sticks on a cookie, it'll be fine. You could
I've
just do
seen.
one. I mean, it's pretty just with one.
Yes, I've
Right.
seen. So those punches, if you've never shopped for them, they're available at Michael's. You can use your 50% or whatever discount coupon. They're quite pricey, and I did see them on AliExpress. for a
Yeah,
little bit less. Yeah, because they're very expensive.
they are quite expensive. Yes, I do like the small ones. You know, the small ones I used a couple weeks ago, maybe last month, when I did the scarecrow. I don't know if you
Mhm.
guys saw that. I used a tiny little one, tiny little punch for the leaves. And in my Amazon shop, I actually found they sell them as kits, like not kit, as a set of like 10 different punches for different seasons. So
Mhm.
it's great to have maybe different shapes.
Well, you can even buy them already punched, but the price is insane.
Oh yeah, I bet. Well, I mean, it does take a little bit of time to punch out.
I
Yeah,
guess,
so you
but
can do. The thing is, the kids can help you do that if they have nothing to do and they're maybe watching TV. They can
yes.
punch it out for you. Do you like to punch things out?
Well, I mean, when I've done it, you can go pretty quickly. You can actually do the sheet 2 layers, and it
Oh,
you don't have to do a single layer. And then, so if you double it up, you can go even faster.
because you have done shaped leaves, if I remember correctly, not leaves, flowers. You did petals, right?
Yeah, you can do a lot of stuff with it. It's just they sell actually a product. Now I can't even think about it, but it's like a product that makes it more bendable because wafer paper tends to crack when you're bending it, trying to maybe make like a curve in it. And so
Yes.
this is like a thing that makes it a little bit more pliable, flexible, I want to say. It's like a softener for the wafer paper.
This paper that I have, it is pretty flexible, but if I bend it, like it does, there will be a crease and eventually it will break.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I've got my base. Now I'm going to do the cookies. So I have 3 cookies here. And where's my other? Okay, I'm just trying to see what I did with the design. So, okay, so I'm going to get a piece of paper here because I'll be using sprinkles. Now, the idea of the centerpiece is you want to make them as well, or I like to make them as maybe as quickly as possible. So I use just white icing, and now I'm just going to use sprinkles. So I have these lovely sprinkles. I love this brand, Choco Maker. They Wegmans sells a lot of the products on this brand, and I love. I mean, look at these. They are shimmery,
Very pretty.
very pretty sprinkles, and these are basically nonpareils. That are kind of shimmery and jimmies that also have like little shine to them.
They'd
I
make
love
a
them.
nice wreath.
Yes. So now I'm just going to. Hopefully, this is fully dry. I mean, I iced this a couple hours ago, and I had it in the oven to speed up the
Process.
process. So hopefully, it will be fine. And I'm just using the same thick icing. You could use probably runnier icing for this, but it will be just fine. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna add it here, shake it a little bit, and I'm just going to go over it. See, decorating does not have to be too complicated.
Oh, those are nice sprinkles. The thing that's great about this particular sprinkle is that it's really easy on the teeth. That's
Yes,
Jimmy and
yes,
the nonpareil.
it is pretty easy on the teeth.
They have no crunch when you bite on them, pretty much.
And now, I mean, I should have done this in my tray, but oops. Do you ever misplace tools? So I don't know where it is. I guess I washed it and it must be on the drying rack. All right, so that's one.
I
I'm
really
going.
like that they have 2 colors of green in it. Makes it
Yes,
so much prettier.
yes, it does make a difference, doesn't it? Now I'm going to also add some gold sprinkles, or not. These are pearls, maxi golden maxi pearls. These are harder on the teeth. They are edible, so I would probably eat if you decide to eat these. I wouldn't like
Are
bite
those
on.
Spanish?
Yes, it's a Spanish brand, Decora. It's no GMO. It's like something about colors. Oh no, it says Italy. Yeah, Italy. So I
They're
guess
Italian.
it's Italian brand, I guess.
They're pretty.
So now I'm just going to add some of these on here.
The thing I used a bit this year, and if you guys want to look for, they're called sequins. And so it's a flat sprinkle. It's basically like a confetti. And again, easy on the teeth. It's like a gold flat circle. And so if
These are nice.
is a concern for you guys, the teeth part, that's an option. It would look
Okay.
it would look similar to what Han just did with the
So
sequins.
this was done in what, 30 seconds?
Beautiful. Only thing to remember is the base has to be dry.
The base has to be dry. Yes, exactly. So now I'm gonna do this one. Let me just. Okay.
That is a pretty shape.
So this is a really nice shape. And I'm also going to use sprinkles I picked up here, and these are. Oops. I mean, I rarely see this color on sprinkles.
So those are flatter than the stars I've seen here.
These are stars. Yes, these are stars. But look, they have actually. Do you see
some
the
sheen on it.
shine? So they do have some like shimmer to them, and I really like that.
Well, they look like the sequins I'm talking about with regards like the thickness, because the stars that I have are crunchy, thick. They're like candies.
So these, I'm just going to place them individually. I mean, that's I mean, it doesn't take that long.
Well, it helps to have that tool you have there, those tweezers.
Yes, the tweezers. Yes, these are actually sewing tweezers. I like them because they also have teeth on the.
Oh, for gripping, yes.
Yeah, for gripping, yes. And I do have them listed in my Amazon shop. If you want to check it out, my Amazon shop handle is Haniela, so you can just put in Haniela's Amazon and it will come up. So if you don't feel like buying a lot of food coloring, using sprinkles can help you achieve the look you want with a little bit of color.
Mm-hmm. Well, the thing is, if you do white cookies and you're gifting this, you're sure to not get the colors wrong with regards to your recipient, right? Maybe they don't like certain things, and so this is very neutral.
Oh, there's a little gap here. Again, welcome everyone. Thanks for watching.
Yes, we're not. We're pre-recorded today, as the difficulty.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so I've got my shovel here.
Han is hopefully at this time in
Prague.
Prague, enjoying some family time, and so we wanted to make sure that we had some videos for you. So we're recording a little bit, few videos in advance, and we wanted.
I will be checking comments after the live, though. We will be checking the comments, and we will be. Hopefully, you guys you'll be chatting in the comments. We love reading your comments, and sometimes you are really funny how you are communicating with each other, and we really enjoy that very much. Okay. What are your favorite cookies, or Christmas cookies? Is it the ginger snaps?
I do like the.
Be careful what you say. Be careful what you say.
Well, I do like the snickerdoodles.
Oh, snickerdoodles. Those are the cinnamon ones. You just
they're they're cinnamon, but I like the texture of the snickerdoodle. It's got an airy kind of texture. And I do really like the ginger cookies. And another one that I discovered a few years ago, and I actually have to go out and buy pistachios. It's a refrigerator cookie with pistachios, dried cranberries, and orange zest.
Now that sounds good. So it's a log. So you make the cookie dough. It's a log. And then you can have it in the freezer for whatever time.
Well, they're excellent.
Oh, really? Now I like the sound of that because it sounds also pretty easy.
It's easy, and they've got a nice bite. There's so much going on in them, but they're not hard. Like they're like a chewy.
So
Same as the
you
ginger.
put the dry cranberries?
Yes. And it's the same as the ginger cookies, right? Because the ginger cookies are like chewy. And I have to say, chewy is my texture. I like chewy.
You like chewy?
Chewy.
Okay, now the third design, it's going to be fairly simple. We are going to use sanding sugar. So I've used sprinkles. We've used different sprinkles, nonpareils with the jimmies. Now these are stars. I've used pearls, and now I'm going to use sanding sugar. Now I've got sanding sugar. This is really nice gold sanding sugar.
Oh my, yes, it's very pretty.
This is very nice. It's actually built on, and it comes in the pouch. You know those small pouches? I don't know.
It is beautiful, but Sweet Tooth Fairy, I think I mentioned, came out with her collection this year, and so you can get those that gold sanding sugar by her at Michael's also, but in a much larger container.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for Christmas.
Those are nice.
Well, for Christmas, often you need more, right? You need.
Yes.
So you guys are right now, December 21st, often stuff's starting to go on sale. So if you see red stuff on sale, you could pick it up for Valentine's Day. All the red sanding sugar.
Oh, yeah, that's true. All of the red sanding sugar.
And use that on your Valentine's Day cookies. Oh, this is pretty.
Oh well, I wish if I had my icing was a little thinner, I wouldn't have to dip it, but it's fine. So this is, I'm not really paying attention to how the garland is done, and sometimes it's the best way to do it. So it's like off center. It's not really planned.
Yes, well, it's hard. Yeah, it's not a geometric kind of thing.
So now I'm going to use, these are sprinkles. These are also festive sprinkles for Christmas. These are all trees. I don't know if you can see, but these are green and red trees. So I'm just gonna put red trees on there, and my trees will be done. And then all you have to do is assemble it. So I'll put the trees just in random spots. I decided to do red because I wanted to break the gold pattern a little bit. Like everything is gold, and I like gold with red. What are your favorite Christmas colors?
I also really like golden red. I find that it's like the silver. I don't dislike it, but it's just like warmer, the gold, like on a green tree, because I do prefer a green Christmas tree. I don't really like the silver trees or the, like these weird kind of colored trees. I like the classic. I can appreciate the pink Christmas trees and stuff. They're fun, but for me, my personal preference in my home, it's a green tree. Not a real tree, but an artificial green one. And we get the narrow tree, that we have a really narrow tree, because I find the base really goes out so much and takes up so much room in the house.
Yes.
The narrow one is just as pretty. It just takes up a little bit less space.
Okay, so now let me show you all the trees we made, and
the cookie forest.
The cookie forest, exactly. So, okay, what's happening here?
Very bright.
Very bright. So basically now what you have to do, and I'm sure you've seen this, you've seen me do this many times, or a couple times at least. So this is your base. And now when I make gingerbread houses, I use bamboo sticks that are cut to size. You can trim them with pliers. These always come handy to have on hand. I also have these listed in my Amazon shop. So what you do, you use stiff rail icing. I'm going to have it positioned like this. I do like it. Yes. So you want to start with the largest tree in the back, and then put the smaller tree in the front, and then the smallest one in the very front.
Do a zigzag.
Zigzag. Now you can also use, I like to use these. So I have a cardboard, put it on a cardboard. If you do many of these, you can figure out the best way for you to do it. Maybe having a larger cardboard or even a baking sheet would work. Okay. Hopefully I can get this done. All right, so I'm using stiff royal on the bottom here. Now, how would you approach it? I know you always have these great ideas.
Well, normally when I do the things that is standing up, I'll actually, because now it's because your base is you. I don't think you have a choice as what you're doing there. But normally I actually have a smaller base, and so I actually put it together sideways. So I'll have the cookie on its back on a cookie cutter, so it's up, and then I'll press the base, so it's like kind of sideways, you know? So the thing
yes,
is,
I know what you mean, yes. Some of the cookies will actually stand. Oh, what did I do? Oh, it's okay. I'll do it this way then. I think I messed up a little bit. It's okay. Oops.
so it's the house of cards.
Okay, so you give it this maybe an hour or something, and then you can take it off, and it should stand on its own. But then I would suggest leave it be for 24 hours, and then I've had these displayed for at least a month. I have to say. And I've given these as gifts and such.
Wrap them up.
One thing I would probably suggest, like try to add the trees so they stand on a bare cookie, or at least partially stand on a bare cookie. I don't know how, like.
Yeah, the wafer base could be problematic.
Could be yeah, a little bit problematic. All right. So, I don't know if you can see. I'm going to try to turn
Very
it.
pretty, man.
I'm going to try to turn it.
By the time we post it, you'll have pictures up for
I will have pictures up, and yes, definitely.
They'll be able to see it.
All right. So now I'm giving it to Mar. Mar needs to get her project ready.
So here is, what's this black line in the middle?
Oh.
Isn't that weird?
Can I suggest log out and log in? Because I've actually had that last time. So I would log out and log in.
All right, so I'll pull it out.
So she'll be back in a second. So while she's
well, I didn't leave my camera.
Okay, you're here. Sorry, I didn't mean to dismiss you like that.
I'm there. Just wouldn't be alive without a little bit of
technical difficulty. Yes.
They like to keep us on our toes.
Oh yeah. It's best not to I suppose move it. Yes.
There we go. All right. So there are my cutters for today's project. So this is a copper cutter. I think this was by, it's Copper Gifts. If you guys remember that company, they're no longer in operation. And so I'm actually going to be using this tree to make an A-frame gingerbread house. So I did look through my cutters, and I like to have a little character in front of my gingerbread houses. So I found this cute little mini snowman, and this guy is actually great if you're making.
I love that cutter.
Yeah, if you're making turkeys, you can use a leaf, and this could be your little turkey wearing a hat on the front of the leaf.
I think my favorite thing about that cutter is that the hat is not straight on.
Yeah, it's very cute.
It's very cute.
So this is a cookie stick, and a lot of companies are making the cookie sticks, and you see here it's the size to go and make the roof on my A-frame house. And then the base, I'm just using a small rectangle, and I'm just using my cutters. I go through my collection and I kind of like do exactly like I'm showing you guys here. Oh, this is going to fit like this and this. So when this one goes on, you see the little A-frame will hang off, and because the cookie will be about 1/4 inch thick, and so that will all fit together. So another thing you want to think about is your bags if you're going to gift these. So this is a normal cookie bag that's just basically like an envelope. You see, it's just flat. But if you're packaging something like this, you need a gusset bag. A gusset bag has a flat bottom. Now, this particular bag will not be big enough for my project because it's not long enough. But what you want to do is look at your base cookie, and the gusset bottom has to be the correct size for your bottom cookie. Because once you start adding stuff in there, it expands the plastic, and it will go a little bit, like it can get wider on the sides. If I open my hand, it can like be wider. But the base, if you want it all to stand up nicely, you need to have the base about the size of the bottom, and then it won't shift around. And you want a bag that's going to be long enough so that you can gather it, or you can seal it somehow with a ribbon. So you need a certain length. So shop for your bags before you start your project so that you have appropriate packaging if you're planning on gifting these. When you're gifting cookies, it's food. You want to make sure everything is fresh and clean. So the packaging is important. Again, I mentioned while Han was doing hers about the 50% off red sanding sugar. Well, ribbon applies as well. The Christmas ribbon will be going on sale shortly.
Everything, right? The packaging. Sometimes you can even use for. I actually have saved cocoa powder containers to use as edible gift packaging.
Oh yeah.
I will wrap it with wrapping paper, like Christmas wrapping paper, and put the cookies in, and I don't have to worry about.
So there's the tree. I've cut off the foot on the tree because this is now a house. And the other thing, when you're making little houses and things like that, a Microplane is a wonderful kind of tool. You obviously use this for your spices or for
You have a different one. You have like a upgraded version or something. Look at this. It's like it has like a flower handle or something.
Yeah, it's by a Quebecois company, but you'll get different models at Marshall's, TJ Maxx. Usually they'll have, especially during the holidays, they'll have several different models. And so if it's really long like this, I find it does a really good job. And the other thing you can do is you don't like actually pick up the Microplane. You actually use the cookie instead. And I find that works quite well. And so when you're angling cookies together on a project, I'm going to go upside down so you guys can see a little bit better. So this one here, I've got it sanded down at a 45. And then the other one, you see the other one is straight and it's meeting up like that. And so it's giving me a perfect seam for the roof, and my triangle fits in there. And then if we look at the bottom fit, I have a slight little rise. And so this is it. So this little house project has actually got only one face. So the cookie will be attached to the roof like this. There will not be really any inside space. It's a fake house, so it's more of a simple project. So there's no back to the house. It's just the front, and it's still like, at the end of the day, the front is like the visual kind of, thing. And so here's my base cookie. So I'm just going to quickly like show you guys. So this, and then the little snowman like that on the front, you see? So you want to try to keep your characters proportionate to your design. And this is actually going to be a 2-day project. So today I'm starting my parts, and next Friday we'll be assembling the thing, and I'm going to be adding all the little decorations. So this is red, but not super, super dark red. I want to airbrush a wood grain. And so I've left the red a little bit washed out so that I can airbrush in red the darker red. And you can see here, I've gone pretty close to the edge. This edge, though, will be hidden by the cookies, the roof. So don't worry too much about it.
Yeah, we haven't asked where everyone is watching from. So where are you guys watching from? Let us know in the comments.
So this requires less cookie dough if you make just a one face kind of gingerbread house. It's a little bit, you can make a little bit more of them, right? If you're reducing the amount of dough per project. So there's the front, and I've just iced the whole thing. I'll add the door on top of the red icing. So if you're not sure about your consistency and you find your icing doesn't smooth well, you see that little shake? Often that's all you need, and then look, it smooths out. So for the base, I'm adding nothing. As soon as we start doing the assembly, I will need to add a dab of icing, and then I'm going to just add snow. So this will be coated with thick icing once I do the assembly. And then here are my side pieces. And I'm actually going to move my pretty board because I'm going to be dirtying things up.
Oh, you're gonna be airbrushing.
No, I'm actually using super runny icing.
Oh, okay.
So this is super runny, like really, really runny. And this is a really just a fat paintbrush. And I'm taking the, so what happens is.
He has never used for anything else but food
Yes.
Projects, yes.
So when you're making a small house like this, the pieces quickly get clunky. So this is my roof, and this is the edge that you'll see, the triangle, imagine it, it's here. So if I add another layer of icing, I'm thickening it once again, and I do anticipate putting snow. And so this is my trick to keep it thinner. If I was to roll my cookie thinner, well, structurally, it would be even more fragile. And so that's why I did not roll my cookie thinner. And this is...
You know, I just recently used for the very first time sugar cookie for the house.
Okay, and?
Yes, I was always so sure that it wouldn't be able to hold the weight, and it's doing fine.
Yeah, I do it all.
But it is still like a classic shape. I had that in my template shop, on my coffee shop, but I don't know if I would use it for like a really big project, but for like standard size, it works really well. So if you're not a fan of gingerbread, yes, you can use sugar cookie dough. But I would say, like, if the panels are larger, make sure that they are baked well. They golden around the edges.
Well, if you use the perforated mat, it does darken the base. These here are quite white. I bake these on an aluminum. You know,
but they are small, but these are quite small. Like, they're not, like, I think these are fully baked. So
yes,
like,
but
if you have a big cookie, like sometimes in the middle, it's not completely, you know.
Yeah, but my cookie, for me at my house, because everybody's oven is different and everything, but my oven, when it's I'm using a cookie sheet that's very light, I get very light.
Oh, you get light, so yes, like light. Yeah, I don't actually recommend using dark cookie sheets for baking cookies unless you want them to be overly browned.
So this is a bit of a messy thing, but it dries very quickly.
Oh yeah, this is
getting the icing like this on. And so you can work quite fast. You're not piping. And I'm getting the icing on all the edges, not just the front, because when the house is assembled, you're actually able to see, right? You're able to see the edge of the front of the cookie. I've just got it up here on this this tray.
So it will dry now.
Let me just clean up my mess. So yeah, these are projects that you can kind of start in advance and do in steps. That's why I'm showing you guys like as a 2-day thing. So we're going to be able to make all our parts and then on Friday put it together. So let me bring back my cookie board here with my branding. So in case you guys didn't know who I was. So this is the hat color, and you don't have to, you know, black. I always get a lot of questions. How do you get your black so black? It's not necessary to make black, jet black. You don't have to screen colors to people. They understand.
Well, you can just share your secret. Come on. We all know your secret.
But my secret is...
What's her secret, guys? Let us know in the comments. What's her secret?
So now today, this icing is actually more like on a charcoal gray type.
I love that.
You know, and I find that it's plenty black.
Yes, I do agree.
And it's a small hole. When you're working with small cookies, you don't have to add a ton, like thickness of icing, you know. And because he's going to be standing up, I usually will suggest to roll the cookies thinner when they're small, just for like, so it doesn't look so clunky. But because he's going to be standing up, he needs some volume under his, under the edge, so that there's something to stand up, right? Or else I'm going to be standing a cracker up on its side, and it's not really realistic. So I'm just adding, so you see I've left the head. I've not done the head yet because I don't want it all to look like one big thing. I want it to look like two snowballs. And so if you let the first snowball crust before you add the second snowball, well, you get a more...
Do you ever go out and build a snowman?
Oh, when the kids were little, but not recently. And the thing that they do now, like, as you know, in the winter, if we go to the farm, but recently when we've gone to the farm at my in-laws, there's no snow.
There's no snow.
Like Christmas.
The bummer.
So the thing that they did like to do was a fort. But there's
a fort with the snow. Well, that's cool.
Yeah, but no snow. So last Christmas we didn't go because of COVID, and the 2 Christmases before there was no snow. So through the magic of technology, that is
fully dry.
That is a dry.
I don't see the time machine.
That is a dry snowman. And
yes.
So what I'm doing now is I've got green icing, and I just am using what I have, but you can add a little scarf. So here I'm just doing a wiggly kind of line here.
Is it possible to bring it to do a little close-up?
Yeah, I will. There. Whoops, wrong way. Okay, there.
Yeah, this is better. Thank you.
There. So you see he's got his little scarf, and you can, if you want also to match, you can add a little line to the top of the hat, just to kind of break up all that gray. And so the nose often on a snowman is a carrot. And so if you don't want to mix up orange icing with a small cookie like this, I find that an orange Jimmy does the job.
Does the job, absolutely. They also do sell carrots, like if you have carrots from the Easter or something, but they may be too big.
I have it, and the thing that happens with those is they actually have the stem. It's not just a carrot.
Oh, so it has a green stem. Oh, I see.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
So here
Jimmy works really well. Yes.
So if you find that it's long, you can kind of like shove it in the icing. I've inserted it. I've a little bit like you would actually make like the real snowman. You have to ram it in his face.
Oh, yes, you stick it in.
And so now I'm just adding some little pearl eyes, and I'm going to leave the mouth. I'll do it in a marker.
Oh.
Later.
That is adorable.
So there he is. Oh, forgot one last little thing. I've got his arms.
Oh, the arms, yes.
So I've got brown icing, and I've cut a small hole, and I'm resting some sticks on his little body there. So there he is. So and if you see, I microplane the bottom, and so he will be able to stand up.
He'll be able to stand, otherwise he's rounded. So rounded cookie is going to be difficult to make it stand upright. Yes, that's a brilliant idea.
So he's pretty much done. I mean, honestly, he doesn't even need a mouth.
He does not need a mouth. No.
He's perfectly fine.
He's keeping to himself. He's quiet.
Exactly. You can't tell any secrets.
No secrets.
And so we've got the 2 roof pieces, the base with no icing, the front in red, and on Friday we'll finish it off, and you guys will get the reveal of what it's going to look. I'm going to add all kinds of pretty details. And you can take it actually up to this point and have your decorating party, you know, and they can kind of put together the elements. It doesn't always have to be
Oh yeah, that's a
finished.
nice idea to have like some things like done that needs some drying, and then they can just like have a little fun, because some people don't like maybe spending 2 hours on this. So
Well,
it's
exactly, like
little
you can,
distractions, little.
well, you can make the doors even in Royal Icing transfers. You can make the elements yourself, because if you love cookie decorating and you want to kind of share your craft with your friends, but they're not so into it, you have to kind of you make it at their level, and so that it's fun, right? So that they'll want to do it with you. If you say, okay,
Yeah,
here's a
while
pipe,
they're sipping their wine, they will be making, you know.
exactly. And so, and also with small kids, they like it when the pieces are there and theirs looks good at the end. Like they don't, you know, they're happy. They don't understand that basically you did it all. They're like, oh, I glued it together. Mine is beautiful.
Yeah,
So that's
so that's
it.
all that matters. All right, so that's it for today, guys. So it's fun that we both kind of did, I mean, similar, you know, like it's
Similar-ish.
similar-ish, yes.
And you
Things.
can see
So
the Christmas tree can be used in different ways. Like Hannah's making a nice, you know, kind of display that you can gift.
yes,
I'm kind of seeing mine too as a mini gift kind of idea. It's not really something you'd serve at a party. It's something maybe you give to the crossing guard with a $5 gift card for coffee, you know, or something like that.
yes.
So, guys, we hope you enjoyed that. We'll see you on Friday. And by Friday, I think Christmas will it be Christmas? Not sure. It'll be Christmas. I
We
think
don't know about the. We don't know about. I think we will be wishing everybody Merry Christmas and
it
Happy
will be Christmas
Holidays, regardless.
because
Uh,
today's the 21st, so it'll be the
stay
24th.
stay safe.
Yeah, and we'll see you on Friday, guys.
Okay,
Nice
bye.